Godfather of Harlem, Episode 7, Masters of War. Bumpy Johnson's finally paid his debt to the mob boss Bonnano. He talks to Bumpy about his son Lorenzo being killed. He says he blames your people for the killing of his son. And he was, while I'm saying this, saying it in a nicer manner than how he said it. You can imagine how he said it. Chin is unstable. He's still trying to act like he's a lunatic walking around with a house coat on because the feds are watching him. So he's trying to make him seem like he's crazy, so therefore he won't be able to testify against the other mob bosses. And he feels disrespected by everybody. Bumpy's trying to devise a plan to pit the Italian families against each other to get his independence. Chin Gigante's daughter is on his side because she needs protection for her boyfriend Teddy, who Gigante is trying to kill. Stella's asking for Bumpy for protection, and Teddy's under the contract management of Bonnano. Bumpy wants his soldiers to investigate what happened to Bonnano's son Lorenzo to find out that Chin killed him, buried his body in the department store, the Fiddler's Department Store, and then moved the body to another location. His daughter Stella can collaborate the story, and she told that to Bumpy Johnson. Adam Clayton Powell is still battling with the lawsuit with Esther James' situation, and it's derailing his opportunity with the march on Washington. Elise talks to Malcolm. She has completed her MGG training. She's become a Muslim and a member of the Nation of Islam. She told Malcolm about the talk in Chicago at headquarters. Many in the Nation of Islam are envious and jealous of you, Malcolm. He told her, don't worry about it, just trust in Allah. She told him, I fear for your life, brother Malcolm. She said, we all got to die, sister. Bumpy's granddaughter is missing. Mamie found drugs in her room. Mamie goes to the Nation of Islam, talks to Malcolm if he can help. He said maybe somebody here can help, which is Elise, which is Bumpy's daughter, who is really Margaret's real mother. She's dressed in the Muslim garb. They basically are told by Malcolm to team up so they can find Margaret. Adam Clayton Powell and Bumpy have a meeting with Esther James to try to resolve the lawsuit, and Adam Clayton Powell's not budging. He's not going to pay her any money. Mamie begins to look at Elise, Bumpy's daughter, in a different light. She apologized for contributing to her drug habit. And Elise said, Allah forgives. I'm still learning. They go into a drug spot. She said, come and see what drugs have done to the people. And she's confronted by some junkies. And Mamie said, I am Mamie Johnson. I am Bumpy Johnson's wife. Don't disrespect this woman and her religion. She stood up for, which I thought was a very touching moment. Teddy put a gun to Ernie and argued about Stella. Teddy hits Ernie with the gun and says, stay away from Stella. Ernie goes back to the big boss, Chin Gigante, thinking that he's going to kill him because he didn't kill Teddy yet. He said, you're off the hook, but I want you to do something for me, Ernie. Bumpy meets with the mob boss, Bonnano. He tells him this at a cemetery. It looks very dark and gloomy at the cemetery. And he tells him he knows who killed his son Lorenzo, and it was Chin Gigante. Bonnano says, I don't believe you. So he tells Stella to come out of the car, and Stella comes out and confirms the story to Bonnano, the truth. Malcolm, Adam Clayton Powell talk about how they have their disagreements, but they can agree on a lot of different things. And he said, Elijah Muhammad, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is lucky to have you. And he said, there's tension and turmoil between me and Elijah Muhammad and the members of the nation, and certain members of the staff of the Nation of Islam. And Adam Clayton Powell said, why is another black person become successful? He quick to pull another one down. Malcolm asked him what the nature of his business, and he shows Malcolm a ticket to go to Washington to march on Washington. And he said, Adam, let's give him hell. Boss Bonanno goes to the payphone and tells his people to give all the drugs to Bumpy Johnson. Bonnano goes on a war against Gigante, killing his crew for the murder of his son Lorenzo. All-scale world war. Chin Gigante comes inside after acting like a lunatic. He's coming to eat dinner with his wife. Bonnano's in the church praying for the loss of his son. Bumpy's crew is getting the drugs and transporting them. Mamie and Elise are walking the streets. Bumpy comes near the block where he blows his horn. Bumpy has his granddaughter in the car. He said that she was hiding in his office and doesn't know why she was hiding in his office. He sees his daughter, Elise, as a Muslim dressed and said, "What's going on?" He said, "Dad, that's what Muslims dress." Marcus said, "Daddy, is that my sister?" And the truth is, Bumpy was been raising his granddaughter as his daughter since Elise was on drugs. Margaret does not know that Elise is her mother. So she said, I'm your big sister. Then unknown gunman, well, not really unknown, I believe it's Ernie, shoots Bumpy, and he's down, and it goes off. And that's it for the episode 7. Hopefully it'll be an episode 8. I'll bring it as soon as I find out the episode 8 is coming out. If you like my videos, y'all, please hit that like icon and subscribe to Mujahid72 on YouTube. As always, everybody take care of yourself. Peace. I'm out.